Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful campus of Fremont High School, streamed on Fremont Eagles Network on YouTube tonight. As there's a minute and a half left, less than a minute and a half left before we get ready to start this JV IHSA basketball game between the Westview Warriors and the Fremont Eagles. Both teams finishing warm-ups. A few varsity players sneaking in there to get a few shots as well. Already starting to get a decent student section on hand, even though the JV game hasn't started yet. More should filter in as the game progresses. And here they come. Teams sit down, get the pep talks and the strategy talks from their respective coaches. As I may be wrong, but Westview's JV coach looks familiar, like he was one of their players or something at some point. I cannot remember his name though. Westview's had a few famous players over the years. I believe in fact, this is their first losing season since 2014 for the varsity, respectively. They're traditionally an NECC powerhouse. Interesting fact here, the current Westview freshman class actually beat Fremont's current freshman class last year and the junior NECC championship at Central Noble, so a little bit of rivalry here as we go right into the starting lineups here.
First for Westview, number 13, Camden Yoder. Number 15, Jethro Hostetler. Number 23, Christian Nauer. 25, Owen Brill. 31, Brady Lehman. And the starters for Fremont Eagles. Number 3, Caden Hufnagel. Number 13, Colton Guthrie. Number 15, Ethan Grimm. Number 21, Gage Oak. And number 45, Connor Sleen.
And there are the lineups for Fremont and Westview as we get started. Fremont JV with a not too shabby record of 10-8, but they've lost their last 4 consecutive games by very close margins. So they hope to break that streak tonight as they only have 2 games left, although some of the players will dress varsity for sectionals, as it'll be Brady Lemon versus Gage Cope for the tip. Westview heading right to left, Fremont heading left to right on the screen. Good jump by Lehman there as Cope had a couple inches on him, but he wins the tip for Westview. They quickly move the ball around, try to find an opening. Lehman will go up with it and miss. Rebound lost by Grimm for Fremont. Lehman gets the ball back. Westview will move the ball around a little bit. Yoder with it. He'll go over to Lehman back with the layup and in and out. Rebound goes to Grimm. He gets over to Colton Guthrie, number 13, point guard for Fremont. Grimm will drive. Gets it over to Hufnagel on the perimeter. He'll drive baseline, kick it all the way across the court to Slee, back to Guthrie. Slee with it, back to Grimm as Fremont offense resets, looking for more openings. They operate heavily primarily on threes, but we'll take a drive every now and then. Hufnagel will drive, doesn't find it. Back to Guthrie. Guthrie goes up for the floater, misses. Tipped out by Cope, but Westview there to corral it. Camden Yoder with it. Gets over to Brill, back to Lehman. Yoder gets it over to Lehman again. Lehman will drive baseline, got an easy opening and misses the layup. Not happy about that one. Good move though. as Guthrie will have it back for Fremont as the first 3 possessions on offense come up short. Guthrie will drive off the glass and get it. Not a lot of size out of Guthrie, but he's very athletic and has got a very good shot. He's typically the main scorer for the Fremont JV squad. Lehman with it again. He's handled it the most for Westview so far. He puts up the floater off the front iron. Cope with the rebound. Huffnagel will bring it down. Gets it over to Grimm on the perimeter. He'll move around, gets trapped, but gets it to Guthrie. Guthrie back to Grimm. Grimm gets it over to Cope. Gets a little bodied, but gets the ball out to Huffnagel. Westview playing tight defense here, and it's working for the most part. Slee with it. All the way over the court to Grimm, over to Huffnagel. Almost went for the 3, but was covered quickly. Grimm over to Slee. He'll drive. Gets covered up. Huffnagel with it. He'll drive. Go up for the off-balance floater and misses. Cope tipped it, but lost it out of bounds, so Westview will get the ball again. As number 23, Christian Noward, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Christian Noward will be inbounding for Westview. Goes back to Yoder. Looks like Westview setting up some kind of play, trying to get a shooter open. Tipped away by an aggressive hands for Fremont. They get the ball back. Guthrie will probably get credit for the steal. He gets it over to Huffnagel. Guthrie kicks it back to Grimm. He'll drive, get it over to Huffnagel. Westview playing very good defense when they drive. Get them trapped. They can't find any openings near the basket. Guthrie on the perimeter. Dribbles around. Looks for an opening. He'll drive. Get it over to Cope for a good pass. And gets the lay-in. So he got trapped as usual, but this time he anticipated and got it over to Cope underneath for the easy backdoor cut. Good play there by the Eagles. As Westview looked to make something happen. And lost by Westview out of bounds. As it just came off of Owen Brill's hands, tipped out of bounds. Lehman playing aggressive defense for Westview. Over to Slee for the wide open 3. Hits it. Another well-executed play by the Eagles as, first of all, it's defense in this first quarter, but Fremont gets a few breakthrough plays as they study the defense as they go up 7-0. Westview still looking for the first points. Lehman with the drive, scoops it. Misses it, but rebound will go to Owen Brill. Goes up and misses it, but gets fouled, and he'll have 2 shots coming. As that is the first foul of the game, as we are over halfway through this first quarter. Brill's first shot is up, and good. As Westview's first point comes off of an Owen Brill free throw. Second shot is up, and off the back iron, rebound by Cope. He'll wait for traffic to clear and then gets it to Guthrie. Over to Grimm. Grimm looking for a drive, but meets tough defense. Over to Slee, back to Huffnagel. At the top, he'll look for something. Gets it over to Guthrie. Guthrie has kind of a lane. Gets it over to Slee on the perimeter. Over to Huffnagel, open for 3. Another good play, but off the rim. Colton Guthrie with a quick layup and the lay-in. Fremont is, I would say, even though it's early, Fremont's learned from their mistakes the past 4 losses and trying to bear down and just get a win here. They're playing very efficient so far. We'll see if Westview can come back with something in response. That is 9-1 Fremont. And we will have a timeout by coach for Westview. And I knew I recognized Westview's coach. That is Kenton Weaver, former Westview varsity basketball player, as I recall. Nice to see him rejoin the program as a coach. As he is mentored by famous NECC head coach Rob Yoder, who's been in the program for a long time. I believe he led Westview to 2 consecutive state championships a semi-state appearance, another state appearance in 2014, and then a semi-state appearance, which they barely lost in 2016, 2017. Might have been 2018, actually, as I recall, because Charlie Yoder was on that team. Coach Weaver will talk up his team and send it back out. We'll see what they come up with as they will inbound under their own basket. Fremont already coming in with a strong student section tonight. They're about 7 rows deep, and the JV game has only just begun. Yoder inbounding for Westview, gets it to Lehman. They get it over to Hostetler. Open three is off the mark, but Westview gets the rebound. Another three attempt, maybe, yes, by Yoder, and just off. They'll get another rebound, long rebound. They'll trap, and the trap is successful as Grimm ends up with the ball. He'll get it over to Guthrie, who surveys the landscape. Over to Slee, back to Huffnagel. Quick ball movement for the Eagles. Back to Guthrie. He'll fake and then drive. Doesn't find anything over to Grimm. He'll drive baseline. Kicks it over to Slee in the corner. Just off. Lehman with the rebound. He gets it over to Yoder. Yoder waits for traffic to clear and then gets it over to Hostetler. Over to Nord. Yoder with it again. He finds Brill. Over to Hostetler. He'll kick it back out to Brill for a three. Good. So Westview with an answer. There'll be a long pass to Cope. Even for the 6'3" frame of him, the pass is a little high. And Westview with the three and the stop. So chance to make something happen here. He'll get double teamed right near the baseline, loses the ball, Slee with it, over to Guthrie for the easy layup. He went for the fake and then gave it to Cope. He will go up for the layup. Unselfish basketball there, as Guthrie could have easily had a layup there, 2 points of his own, but pass it over to Cope. That'll be Cope's 4th point. All of Westview's points, steal by Cope, all of Westview's points have come from 25 Owen Brill tonight. Guthrie with the layup, but was off balance a little, lost it. But as I was saying, all of Westview's 4 points have come from Owen Brill, as Fremont has 3 different players that have scored so far. Tipped by Grimm, and Lehman will try to save the ball out of bounds, but tips it to Huffnagel on accident. Over to Slee for the layup, and excellent ball movement, as very efficient ball movement coming here from the Eagles, as they'll go up 13-4, first double-digit lead by any team tonight. Lehman over to Yoder, back to Hostetler, back to Yoder at the top of the key. As the Fremont bench, coaches and varsity start to clap for this good defense. A three on the way for Westview, off the back iron, rebounded and off. They got 2 shots there near the end of the quarter and just missed. As this quarter will end, Fremont 13, Westview 4. As Coach Weaver will bring over the drawing board, maybe change up some things, as he needs to find a response to this quick Eagle ball movement and aggressive defense. The Westview defense was near flawless through the first half of the first quarter, but sign of good coaching for the Eagles. They have found a way to exploit that tough defense and find an opening, and they've scored very consistently since then. Decent amount of crowd already filtering in for this JV game and the varsity game, which will come at around 7:30. I believe we started slightly early. We usually start at 6. We might have started a couple minutes early for the JV game tonight, which just means that we'll get home not as late tonight after the varsity game, depending on if we go to overtime or have a lot of stoppages or not. Fremont having a 9-point lead will bring in 2 subs. Freshman number 23, Bryce Parnan, and junior number 25, Brogan Blue. As Guthrie will inbound to Graham, back to Guthrie immediately, and he'll drive. Doesn't find it, over to Cope. Gets it to Blue will go up with it, and a little too strong. And also a sub for Westview. Riley Hellman will get the rebound there. Hostetler with it. Gets it over to the sub for 2 and just rims out. There's a scrum for it. Westview gets the rebound, blocked by Parnan, and they will call I believe, a grabbing foul on Parnan. That'll be 2 shots for, grabbing foul on Bryce Parnan. And Owen Brill will have another 2 shots as he remains the only scorer for Westview. First shot is good. If his second shot goes in, he'll have all 6 of Westview's points. And off the back iron, rebound goes to Parnan. He'll wait for traffic to clear, and then gets over to Guthrie, who'll bring it down. Back to Blue. He'll drive, kick it back over to Parnan, who surveys the landscape. Over to Grimm on the corner. He loses it. Tries to get it back, and there's a scrum. And he lost it. Westview trying to get the ball back in the attempt. Tipped it out of bounds, and possession will go back to Fremont. As Grimm will come out after playing almost a full minute in the second quarter, the entire first quarter. Subbing in for him will be number 3, Caden Huffnagel. Blue gets the inbounds pass, back over to Parnan on the corner. Back to Blue. He'll survey. Takes it a little bit, kicks it back out to Parnan. He looks like Parnan may have traveled. Cope with the layup, just misses. He'll go up again, and he will get fouled. Westview with a little bit of frustration there, as it was pretty clear that Blue traveled there. It took just 1 too many steps, which, if you've watched basketball for a long time, just looks off. As Cope will have 2 shots here. First shot rims out. Second shot is up and good. As teams exchange single free throw makes, as the margin will go back to 9, as Fremont is up 14-5 over Westview with just under 6 minutes left in this game. And we'll have a kick by Broken Blue for the Eagles. Possession will go back to Westview. Hostetler will inbound. He'll get into the Yoder. Over to Hellman. Back to Hostetler. He'll do a power dribble, gets it over to Yoder, doesn't have the 3. 25 with an open 3 is good. That is Owen Brill again. All 8 of Westview's points tonight. As a defensive assignment was missed there for Fremont as he left his man. Parnan had a good pass inside to Cope for the layup, but Cope did not see it coming and ignored it. As such, the pass will go to Westview. Possession will go to Westview. Parnan will come out for Fremont. And 45, Connor Slee will come back in for the Eagles. JV and varsity have deep benches this year. Lots of players, but also lots of good players, especially the young guys. I believe they've had 3 freshmen dress for varsity at this point, 2 or 3. Christian Noward with it. Over to Hostetler, just too long. Blue gets the rebound. Over to Slee as Fremont will move quickly before Westview gets set up. Slee back to Guthrie. He'll set up a play, directs traffic. Over to Cope, outside the perimeter, gets it over to Huffnagel. He'll take the cover 3, just off. As Christian Noward will get the rebound again. And tried to go for the shot, it got blocked. There's a scrum for the ball. And as Fremont coach tried to call timeout, then realized he didn't need to, and fortunately the ref ignored him anyway. 3 just off for Guthrie. Cope saves it, and Blue will go up for the shot and gets the layup. Decent spread out scoring for Fremont as 4 players on the court have scored. Only 1 hasn't. That would be Huffnagel. And it's different for Westview. Still only 1 player scored, but that is the game leader in scoring, Owen Brill. A three on the way for Christian Noward, and he will get it as they are out shooting Fremont, as they have hit 3 threes, I believe, as Fremont's only hit 1. Blue almost loses it, but retains it. Huffnagel fakes the pass, gets it inside to Cope for layup. As Fremont avoid the dangerous situation where they only had a 5-point lead, and will go up 18-11 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the half. Both teams still playing quickly and efficiently, moving around. Good inside pass, just misses on the layup. Rebound to Cope. Guthrie for the three quickly, and it's good. Hits the shot as I believe this will be the first double-digit lead, because it was all 9-point before, as Fremont will go up 21-11. Westview with a sense of urgency here as they try to set up a play. Owen Brill with it. Gets it over to Noward. Over to Hostetler. Surveys. Gets it over to Yoder. Back to Noward. Hostetler will drive, go for the layup, get the foul. Will not get it to drop, but he will get fouled, and we'll have 2 shots. As Noward's recent 3 was the first player other than Brill for Westview to score. And Hostetler will have a chance here to become the 3rd scorer for Westview as his first shot rims out. He'll have another coming in as Brady Lehman will come back in for number 3, Riley Hellman. Second shot up and good as they get within 9. Close to 2 minutes left in this half as Slee will drive baseline and we'll get either a pushing or a grabbing foul. That will be on Yoder. His first. Very low fouling game so far as there are only 5 total fouls. 2 for Westview, 3 for Fremont. So as you can tell, no one in fouling trouble just yet. Slee for the cover 3. Off the back iron. Guthrie tries to tip it. Huffnagel tries to save it. Too many jerseys there for Westview to corral it. As Huffnagel tried to tip it away, but got a little bit of wrist instead of balls. It will be a grabbing foul on Huffnagel. That'll be his first. As we hit the 2-minute mark for the half, there's a lane blocked by Blue. Good block, but took it out of bounds with him as Westview will inbound under their own basket now. Looks like they're setting up some kind of play. We'll probably screen for each other. Yoder will inbound. Looking for a man. Gets it over to Lehman. Over to Brill, back to Hostetler. He'll drive baseline, go for the power layup, and it was tipped. There's a scrum, and there will be a foul. I'm not sure on who, as they will call it on Fremont, as Fremont's gotten 3 fouls in the last 30 seconds relatively quickly. Or, excuse me, 2 fouls. As Lehman will go to the line, shooting 2. Second foul on Huffnagel. Lehman's first shot is good. Huffnagel will come out. Probably give him the break for this rest of this quarter and the half. Number 43, Jackson Foster, and another freshman for Fremont. Lehman's first shot is also good, as Westview down 10 at one point, now within 7. An ill-advised pass, but it was tipped by Westview. That is according to the refs. And Connor Slee will inbound for Fremont with 1:40 left. Gets it into Guthrie, as freshmen Grimm and Foster have come in for Gage Cope and Caden Huffnagel, respectively. Slee with it, guarded by Lehman. Good defense. Slee has to get over to Grimm, back to Guthrie. He'll handle it at the top of the perimeter. He'll drive back to Grimm. Doesn't look like Fremont will be waiting for the final shot. As Blue will drive, gets it back to Grimm. Misses the 3, but rebound goes to Slee, over to Guthrie, back to Blue. We Will Drive doesn't find anything. They'll kick it back out, and Fremont's going to tend to just wait for lanes. They don't need to score, but would rather have the last shot than anything else. Good inside pass to Foster as he went up and got fouled, and he'll have 2 shots coming. Foul is on 15, Jethro Hostetler. Foster misses his first. Doesn't often shoot, not even in warm-ups, so kind of a novel experience for him. Foster's second shot is up, and it's good. We'll have a sub for Foster. Gage Cope back in, the 6'3" sophomore. As Cope will uncharacteristically play outside defense. They'll double team Yoder, and Cope gets the steal. And he almost got over back, but hadn't. According to the rules, you have to get your entire body over the line and then go over the line for it to be an over back, and he did not get his full body over. He'll get shoved by Lehman. Lehman slightly surprised. He shouldn't worry, though, as that's his first foul. He has another half to play. Shouldn't have to worry about fouling out at this point. 36 seconds left here for Fremont to be able to develop a 10-point or more lead going into the half. Looks like they will just wait, take their time for a shot, whatever kind it may be, as we're down to 20 seconds left in the half. Westview doesn't want to get up anything easy, so I do not think they'll be pressing, even though Fremont's just holding. They do start to play aggressive one-on-one, though. Trying to make Fremont make a mistake as there's less than 10 seconds left. And Cope will go up with it and get fouled with 4 seconds left. Good inside pass. Cope went up with it, as this may be a good foul for Westview, as Cope almost certainly had the 2 points. And they'll now make him hit 2 free throws. All 5 players on the court for Westview have 1 foul apiece, as Cope's shot is good. Neither team will reach the bonus or even 6 fouls in this half. Looks like both will end up with 5. Cope's second pass is good as they'll go up by 10. Westview has enough time for a shot if they wish. Hostetler will drive, looking for a shot. Nobody playing much defense on him, and rejected by Cope. Very athletic movement by Hostetler there. He had a layup coming, but didn't have enough time to take a jump stop as Cope skied and rejected it. Only 10-minute half here for the JV game, as Fremont's up 24-14 to Westview. Good crowd here, as it's only the JV halftime of the JV game. Student section filling up, as we will see you later for the third and fourth quarters of the JV game. This is Jonah Pentecost on Fremont Eagles Network on YouTube. See you in a bit.
In the last regular season game of the 2000.
specimen.
45 seconds left in this halftime as we prepare to go through the second frame of this IHSA Boys JV contest between Westview and Fremont. Coach Bontrager, who is a Westview former student himself and basketball player, giving his team advice on how to finish this win against his former team. So we'll see. Before last year, the varsity head coach, Coach Suka, was also the last player, was the player on the last team to beat Westview at Fremont. 2006, before last year, was the last time Fremont had beaten Westview in varsity basketball when head coach Suki had played. Of course, close overtime win by 2 points last year ended that drought. See if the game's anything like tonight, fans are in for a treat. A week before sectionals as well. 1 week from now, Fremont plays Hamilton in sectional 51. We will be streaming all of the sectional games on Fremont Eagles Network on YouTube and IHSA TV. As Westview comes out with the ball, looking for some openings. Lehman will go up for it. Good layup and gets fouled. He'll have 2 shots. Sectionals are watched exclusively on IHSA TV. I just spoke to my producer, and the sectional will be exclusively streamed on IHSA TV. So if you go to YouTube and try to find it, you will not find anything. So just so you know, so you're not confused. I believe it.
We'll get all the information out in the public well in advance.
We'll make sure you know everything before sectional rolls around. As one of the layups is good for Lehman. Huffnagel with for Fremont. He'll drive, kick it back to Grimm. Get over to Slee. He'll circle around. Over to Huffnagel. Westview playing very tough defense. A little too tough. As there's some grabbing of the jersey. And we'll have the first foul of the half. A lot sooner than we had the first foul of the first half. Guthrie will handle it for Fremont. Get over to Cope on the perimeter. Back to Guthrie. You see Cope saw nothing. Slee tried to go with the shot from 3, but couldn't have it. Huffnagel will drive baseline, tries to kick it over back to Slee, but Owen Brill there to intercept it. Hostetler will go up, or will not, will try, but gets blocked. Brill will get it over to Yoder, back to Brill, as Brill leads all scores with 8 points, but Colton Guthrie is close with 7. Hostetler with it will shoot the 3 as no one was covering him, and it's good. Westview comes back within 6 points. And Coach Bontrager will call a timeout, try to figure things out a little bit and stop that trend. Fremont will come out of the huddle first as they get set to go on offense. Westview on a bit of a roll. They're on a 4-point run this quarter. Off of a free throw by Lehman and a 3-pointer by, cannot remember who shot that 3-pointer. It was not Brill, as he remains with 8 points. As Grimm will handle it for Fremont, get over to Cope. Westview's defense significantly tough and durable, but that's kind of been the trademark for Westview for about 2 decades now. Huffnagel gets it back to Guthrie as they're not finding any lanes for driving, so wouldn't be surprised if they try to find an open shooter, which they do. Huffnagel for 3, off the front iron. Very good box out by Hostetler, kept Cope out. Brill will drive, gets the layup to go. Fremont a little panicked now, but they'll hurry quickly on offense. Huffnagel will drive, get it over to Cope. He'll go up and gets the shot. Good play there to staunch the bleeding by Gage Cope off the pass from Caden Huffnagel. Lehman pushing really hard, gets a good move, gets the shot and misses. May have gotten the hand hit a little bit. Depending on who you ask, I guess. Huffnagel gets it over to Guthrie. Back to Grimm. Guthrie with it, guarded closely by Yoder. He'll drive baseline, kicks it over to Huffnagel. He'll drive, gets it over to Cope, loses the ball, but retains it. He'll kick it back to Guthrie. Might have been able to go up with it. Slee for three quickly, and it's good. Looks like he tried to sell the 4-point play opportunity, but nothing doing with the refs. Can't say I saw anything myself. Lehman with it, gets it over to Hostetler for three. He has time to settle and make sure the shot goes in, as both teams hitting significant amounts of threes now, as it remains a 6-point deficit for Westview. Let's see if they can continue, who continues the trend longer, and double dribble by Ethan Grimm, and Westview will get it back. They can come back within a possession with a three here, either conventional or newfangled. Cuff, and he'll end up on the floor. Not sure if there was contact or if he just slipped. Jumper is no good. Guthrie with the rebound, gets it over to Slee. Some dangerous situation there. Back to Guthrie. He'll get over to Huffnagel. Grimm with it. The only Eagle on the, no, one of the Eagles on the floor not to have scored. I do not believe Huffnagel scored yet. He has not scored, yeah. Slee will drive, gets it over to Grimm for three. Way off, but Cope gets it. Westview wanted a pushing foul. And Slee tried to get the rebound off that shot, the air ball, but tipped that out of bounds, and Westview will get the ball back. See what they can do here, as Fremont probably starting to feel a little cramped. FYI, for those of you who do not know, while over the back is a commonly used term, there's no such thing as an over the back call. According to the official rules, it is called a pushing foul, even though it looks like someone's going over the back, so that would make sense. Huffnagel, with the good defense, causes the player to trip, and he loses the ball. Fremont the ball again, as neither team has scored in the last few possessions. Huffnagel over to Slee for three, just off. As both teams have some issues. Grimm with the steal over to Huffnagel, has plenty of time to set his feet and shoot, and gets it. Westview a little upset about all of the supposed non-calls on Fremont's aggressive defense, as Brill will take a three and hits. As you can tell, very avid scorer here for Owen Brill. Still third quarter, he has 13 points. As Westview cuts it back down to a 6-point deficit. As teams have answered with threes back and forth, as Fremont go up by 9, Westview cuts back to 6, Fremont go up by 9, Westview back to 6, and so on and so forth. As Guthrie will try to figure out what to do. He'll get it over to Grimm, over to Huffnagel. Huffnagel will go up for the floater, and it goes in and out. Cope goes up and gets fouled, and he'll have 2 shots. I believe this will be the 3rd time going to the line for him. I cannot say Westview has nothing to complain about, as there has been a good amount of contact underneath the basket, but depends on who you ask, the fans or the refs, I guess. Cope's first shot is out. One more shot for Cope is good, as Fremont will break the cycle of 9-point lead, 6-point lead, and go up by 7. Yoder with it. Good bounce pass over to Hostetler. Lehman for the open jumper. And it goes in after hitting the rim about 3 or 4 times. Looked like it might rim out, but stayed in, as they cut it down to 5. Guthrie with it. He'll kick it over to Slee. Over to Grimm, over to Huffnagel. No open shooters, though. As let's have a new play. Cope will drive. Has tough defense. And they'll kick it back out. Set up a new play. Guthrie will drive. Gets it over to Huffnagel. Huffnagel almost lost it. And there will be a pushing foul on Christian Nowhere, as he was riding with the hand and then pushed. Seemed very surprised at the foul, but unfortunately we are not in a wrestling match. We are in a basketball game, and you're not allowed to do that in basketball, I believe, at any level. As he will be brought out. Inbound pass goes to Cope. He falls. And in the chaos, Westview picks up the ball, but Grimm takes the ball back. Huffnagel for the open layup. Gets it. Fremont with another answer as they'll go up by 7. As Westview keeps chipping at the lead, but then Fremont gets just enough to stay up there to make it not what most would call a close game. Brill for another 3. They should know better to leave him open, and it's good. Brill is not missing as he cuts the lead back down to 4 as Fremont needs to start covering him. He is finding open shot after open shot. He has hit 3 or 4 tonight, as I recall. Colton Guthrie handling it. They might play keep away for a little bit as there are 25 seconds left in this quarter. Westview playing tough defense to match, though. They're not going to let him get any easy score. Graham goes through a bit of contact, goes up, and gets the floater off the glass. As some announcers would say, the kiss off the glass. Graham with the good defense, but tips it out. As Westview does have enough time to score after the quick score by Fremont. They'll inbound near their own basket, their side of the court, with almost 5 seconds left. If I were them, I would be looking for a shot from Brill, as he is not missing. He'll drive, go for the layup, and gets it. So Westview will get the last score of the game to cut the deficit back down to 4 points as Brill is carrying the team on his back with 18 points. 2 other players on the floor for Westview have not scored. And the next most leading scorer for Westview is Hostetler with 7. Coming off that momentum, I'm sure Coach Weaver will try to get his team energized and tell them to get out there, get some stops, get some scores, make something happen. This inbounds error will go to Fremont, so they will have the ball to try to answer. 2 names that most Westview natives will recognize if you talk about them. I've seen these on basketball rosters for a long time. The last name Yoder and last name Hostetler. Those names have been active in Westview basketball for a long time, usually pretty successful players. And the funny thing is, there are 2 different Yoder families, as I recall, as Charlie Yoder was the leading all-time NECC scorer until recently when he's upstaged by Central Noble's Connor Asijan. And his dad is the coach right now for the varsity. A different family consisting of Brady and Mason Yoder, I presume they're related, I am not positive about that though, are also successful basketball players but are not related to Charlie Yoder. As far as I know, they may be cousins, you never know. But I know they're not siblings at the very least. Guthrie will inbound to Huffnagel. Fremont's probably going to keep doing what they've been doing that's got them to score, but Westview playing tough defense to match. They'll try to get a stop. Blue with it, tries to get it to Cope. Slightly inaccurate as there's tough defense, and Westview will get the ball back as they do have a chance to tie this game if they can get a 3 in the foul, or simply get within 2 or even 1. Lehman pushes hard, goes up for the power layup, and just misses, but tipped out of bounds by Cope. Tried to one-hand the rebound. Slung it outside instead, as that was a good move by Lehman, but just didn't go in. Lehman pushes Blue off of him to get open, but there'll be no call. Not a big deal anyway. Brill with it again. He'll kick it back to Hostetler for an open 3, way off the mark. Guthrie will get it. Good bounce pass to Cope for the layup. Beautiful pass by Guthrie to get the assist off of Cope's layup, as Fremont does answer after losing the ball, but then getting a stop and scoring as they go up by 6 again. Hostetler with it, over to Brill, as he could very well get above 20 points in this JV contest tonight. Hostetler scans, gets it over to Riley Hellman. Back to Brill. He'll get it over to Yoder. Back to Hellman. Over to Brill. Hostetler now. Now the Warriors with a lot of ball movement, looking for an opening. Brill had a good move, but lost it. As Fremont get the ball back. They get a score, they get a stop now. They can make this lead even deeper. We'll see what they do here. Huffnagel will drive, gets double teamed, so he'll kick it back out to Guthrie. Fremont not in any hurry here, and why should they be? They're up by 6 in the fourth quarter. Cope will get it over to Blue. Almost stolen. He looked like he may have traveled. Yep, there will be a travel on Broken Blue, and this Westview will regain possession. And the possession arrow points to them. So an added advantage, as there's still a low fouling game, even more low fouling than the first half, as Westview has 3 fouls, Fremont only has 1. Guthrie with tough defense on Yoder. He'll get it over to Hellman. Hellman gets double teamed, finds a way out of it, and then loses it, but it came off of Cope's leg, I believe, so Westview will inbound under their own basket again. Yoder will inbound. He's got Hellman on the perimeter. He'll look for a playmaker to pass it to. Lehman, good pass inside Hostetler. He won't go up, but Hellman will have the open 3 off the back iron, as Blue will get the contested rebound. Gets it over to Slee. He'll go up and gets the reverse layup with finesse by Fremont sophomore Connor Slee. As Fremont is making this very difficult on Westview. Westview's going to have to work very hard with 4.5 minutes left in this game to come back. Brill almost shot, faked. Gets over to Lehman. Over to Yoder, back to Hellman. Yoder with it. Eyes wide, scanning for a target, as he knows Westview needs to get something going. Back to Hellman. Yoder. To Brill. Over to Hostetler. Westview taking their time. They don't have a lot of it. Almost stolen by Huffnagel, but Hellman gets it over to Brill. And I am not sure what it's called. Let me check my instant replay here.
Oops.
It appears that Lehman put a forearm into Broken Blue. He's done that a little bit, not as aggressive as that tonight though, and that one will get called by the officials. Cope will try to go in, but is triple teamed, loses the ball, as Westview off the poor foul will get the ball back. Nice spin move by Hostetler for the layup, also with finesse. Fremont gets it down quickly, trying to take advantage of Westview's confusion. Huffnagel will drive, get it over to Blue. He'll fake the 3 and drive. Get it over to Guthrie for 3, good! Bang on for Guthrie, as this lead is extended to 9. Westview with almost 3 minutes left to score and get back in it. Hostetler with another shot, and there will be a foul on this one, but he will not get the shot to go. Perhaps good for Westview. They have a chance to get the 2 points here, but without passing any time, as the clock will stall at 3:13 left to go in this game, and Hostetler will have 2 shots. Only Fremont's second foul. Cope's second as well. First shot is good. Second shot is also good. Westview within 7. Fremont slow it down a little bit as we get close to 3 minutes left in the game. Westview, wouldn't be surprised if Westview brings some aggressive defense, try to press, try to force turnovers, as Fremont can run a lot of time off this clock with their ball movement. Blue will go up for off the glass with the shot. He may have traveled, it's hard to tell from here, but Westview's coach is certainly convinced. But if he did, it is unnoticed by the refs, as Hostetler will go up with it, just misses. Blue with the rebound gets it to Huffnagel, as Fremont the score and the takeaway, as that might spell doom for Westview. 3 is just off the mark, but Blue with the long rebound. There's a tie-up. Blue gets it back to Cope, though, and Cope will go up with it. Just get it off. A little bit of off balance there. Couldn't get a straight shot in. Fremont taking their time. Over to Cope. Power layup is good. As Fremont goes up by 11 points with 2:05 left in the game. Westview trying to get on their high horse. if there's any chance left. Brill with another three. This one is no good. I believe he's made his last several. Slee with the long pass, and he gets the layup. As that will most likely have iced this one for Fremont. They've got several takeaways and scores off those takeaways. Shout out to senior cheerlifter Isaac McFeely for always providing great sound effects for the games. Very passionate. Hostetler with that at the top of the key. Over to Brill. He'll try to get it to Hostetler, but it was tipped, and Cope will end up with it, gets it over to Guthrie. They will not take the time, they'll keep moving. And now I believe they'll run a little time off. Westview may start to try to foul here, although I don't know how much of a chance you have down 13 with almost a minute left. They're not trying to foul. I may believe they're just trying to finish this game, making the scoreboard look a little nicer. Huffnagel holding it at the top, 1:08 left. Gets it to Cope for another shot, and good. Something Fremont is not doing a lot of tonight is missing their shots. They're making sure they're good ones and making them look good. As they reach above 50 points in this contest, Hostetler with a three. His first or second, I cannot remember. As Westview's fans call for pressure, although I'm not sure what it might do at this point. So there's 45 seconds left. As number 45, Connor Slee gets back to Huffnagel. And we reach 30 seconds left in this, as it seems both teams will have an unspoken agreement to just let this one end, although I'm sure Westview, if they can get a turnover, will get it, try to get some points. Fremont will not take any threes, no matter how open they are, just let this game end. Hellman guarding Huffnagel will foul him. It looked like he deliberately tried to foul him. Try to stop some clock. Not sure though. May have just been trying to play close defense. Slee inbounding. Gets it over to Blue. 19 seconds. Slee lost it, but Cope got it and goes up for the layup. He's got to be Fremont's leading scorer. Cope has 20 points on the night. Leading Fremont. He may be leading. He is leading all Fremont scores, as I may have jinxed Owen Brill earlier. He had 18 points with over half the quarter to go. I thought he was going to reach the 20-point mark. As this game ends, Owen Brill will be Westview's leading scorer with 18. Great effort by the Warriors. Tough defense, quick movement. Trademark of Rob Yoder's Westview for the last 20 years. So well played by both teams, but Fremont with more finesse on the shots, and we'll get this one 54-40. As the 20-minute timer till varsity will not start yet. I believe we'll have an address by our athletic director. Cope led all Fremont scores and all scores period with 20, as Fremont had 3 different players with over 10 points. Westview had 2, Hostetler and Brill. Fremont very good at getting balanced scoring, but at the same time scoring a lot with those balanced scores. It's not 5-5-5, it's more like 10, 15, 18 at times. As Fremont's varsity gets ready to head out. And our athletic director, Mr. Probst, will have an announcement.
For the varsity team taking the floor tonight, we have a special recognition.
We'll be back on in roughly 25 minutes for the varsity game, as looks like we'll be inducting a few Hall of Fame inductees tonight. And we will see you later on Fremont Eagles Network and IHSA TV.